everybody, this is Nagraj. Today I'm going to teach you something very interesting, that is to use OpenCV and do object detection using the YOLO V3, and that's a wonderful object detector. Okay, so OpenCV has been famous from last couple of years, and in fact huge corporations like Google, Microsoft, and many other companies are using it. So OpenCV we use for doing various operations on the image. Okay, it's a computer vision library, so you can actually read the image, resize the image, crop the image. In fact, you can do machine learning operations like image detection, etc. on the OpenCV. See, earlier it was not supporting all the deep learning frameworks, but now it supports many deep learning frameworks. And in fact, you can load the pre-trained networks and do various operations on it. Okay, so let us see what we have. So YOLO V3 is one of the fastest object detectors. It came out in April 2018. Okay. Okay, so let's see how you can get YOLO V3. More information about YOLO V3. So you can go to website and just go to Google and just type YOLO V3 website, and you'll see very good information on YOLO V3. Okay, so this is a place, and here you can also download the important files that we need for this exercise. Okay, so which is YOLO v3.weights, and this is the weights of the pre-trained network. And you can also download YOLO v3.cfg. That I'll talk about it later. So with this in the background, let's go to the program where I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, so guys, this is a program that I made especially for you. Okay, so all we need is very simple things. Of course, you need to have a Jupyter notebook for running the Python program. If you have Google Colab, that is good as well. So Google Colab, you can just log into Google and then get the Google Colab. Okay, so now this is an important library you need. NumPy, time, import time, just in case you want to check the performance, otherwise you don't need it. Then import CV2, this is OpenCV. And if you don't have OpenCV, then you can actually install it using, just type this pip install CV2. Okay, let me see what happens, and to me it should tell me that it's already there. Okay, okay, actually it has already installed. Okay, okay, because if this works, that means it's already installed. On your machine you can install it using this command. Okay, so let me go to the next thing that I'm going to do. So change the directory to the current directory where you have stored all the important files for this particular exercise. Then guys, you need cocoa names .txt. You need to download it from the internet. In fact, I'm going to share this program with you, so you can also get it from my program. Okay, so what it does is this particular name, the file cocoa names.txt, it has the labels. So this is basically a mapping of the index to the label. So let's say your object detector detected 0, then it's a person. If 1, it's a bicycle. 3, it's a car. Okay, it goes on like that. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Okay, so you need to have 3 things here. One is the image that you want, of course the image that you want to do the object detection on. Then you need the weights path. This is the weights of the pre-trained YOLO v3 network that you can download from the net, and you can download YOLO v3.cfg also from the net. Okay, okay, I'm just printing that here and printing it again. Current working directory here. Then this is very important, guys. So cv2.dnn.readnet from darknet. Okay, this particular call from CV2, that is OpenCV2, is going to instantiate actually the darknet framework with the YOLO v3 weights. Okay, so basically this is going to provide us a YOLO v3 model. So the net will have dark net model with YOLO v3 configured. Okay, and what does next one ln do? Okay, so before that let me show you. So this is going to give us all the layers that YOLO v3 has. Okay, so I want to print this, right? So let me quickly print that. Wonderful. So it has so many layers, right? Lots of layers. Okay, so we want to run the image through all these layers, okay, so as to do the object detection. But you know, we don't see, actually it has 3 stages. I will show you. Let me open the diagram of OpenCV. So this is the OpenCV this is the YOLO architecture. Sorry, this is the YOLO architecture. So this is the input image, and these are the convolutional layers. Okay, it goes through many convolutional layers, and it gives us predictions. Okay, and it gives us predictions in 3 different layers. So this is layer number 82, layer number 94, and layer number 106. So we actually get 3 different predictions. So we are going to use all 3 layers predictions to get the object detection. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you, and that's what this stuff is doing here. Okay, let's see what it does. So I'll just call this net.unconnected layers. Okay, and what should I get? So I should get only 3 layers, and that has been converted to the names, that is 82, 94 and YOLO 106. These are the 3 layers. Okay, so this is the 3 layers that described here, right? 82, 94 and 106. Okay, let's proceed. So now here we are reading the image using the CV2 image read library, cv2.imread. Just give the image path and it reads the image, and I want to display the image. Okay, wonderful. This is a very famous image of Lambordo Street in San Francisco. It's very beautiful. So we want to do image detection, object detection on this particular picture. Okay, so what is the shape of the image that's being read? Okay, this is the standard 768 by 1024 by 3. 3 is the number of channels, and these are the pixels. Okay, 3 is the number of channels, like RGB. And what's the type of that whole image? It's a NumPy array. Okay, it's a NumPy array type. Okay, so I'm just initializing some variables here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert the image new. So it's being read one more time. You don't need to do this. So I'm going to convert the image to a blob. Okay, what is a blob? Blob is to convert the image to in the format, to a format that your machine learning framework needs. Okay, so the model that we are going to use here needs an image in a particular format. Okay, it requires the image numbers to be normalized, so we are normalizing it by 1 by 255 because the numbers will be from 0 to 255. Then we are resizing the image to 416 by 416. This is what the model needs, so it should be a proper square. Okay, and then swap RP equals to true, crop equals to false. Okay, and confidence, minimum confidence is a probability or the confidence level after which we say that the image is detected. Okay, and I'm setting, see, this is what is the blob that's created. What's the size of the blob? See, the image got converted from 768,024 to 1 cross 3 cross 416 cross 416. You see the pixels have been shifted. So now we have the first dimension is a dummy dimension required for the model. Second dimension is the number of channels, and these two are pixels. Okay, so that is what is the blob that's generated here. We are passing it to the model, that is setting as the input to the model. And then when we call net.forward, this is important, guys. When we call net.forward, the image gets passed through the model, it gets processed by the model. Okay, up to these 3 layers. What are the 3 layers we have here? these three layers, 82, 94, 103. So it's going to provide us detections for each of those three layers. Okay, so I'm just running this. Okay, so output layers is basically one result for each of the three layers that we have. So it is going to provide us a set of probabilities or detections for each of the layers. Okay, so this guy gave us basically array of three outputs. Okay, and each of the arrays have detections. Okay, so let me go through that. So what's the shape of the output layers? 0. The shape is 507 by 85. 507 is number of detections. Okay, and 85 I'll talk about what it is. Second layer has 2028 detections, and third layer has 8112 detections. And what is this 85? 85 is for each of the detections, it provides us basically dimensions of the bounding box, that is x1 y1 x2 y2. Okay, so we'll talk about it more later. Okay, and then the remaining 80 numbers, okay, are probabilities of objects detected. Okay, let's go through the output layer. So I want to go through each of the three layers. Okay, and then here for each layer we'll go through each of the detection, and detection has 80 numbers. So I would get mainly the probability array of 80 numbers. So it corresponds to probability of detection for each of the 80 classes that YOLO v3 has. Okay, and now I would take the maximum confidence of any detection. Okay, so this will give me the maximum detection of any class. Okay, and the corresponding argmax, np.argmax will give me corresponding index. Okay, now I will only process it if it is greater than 0.5. That's considered as a proper detection. Otherwise those are basically ignored. Okay, so I'm printing class ID here, confidence here, then taking the first four I said, right? These are the dimensions, which is x center, y center, width of the box, height of the box. Using this I can calculate x1 y1 x2 y2. x1 y1 is the bottom left corner of the rectangle, and x2 y2 is the top right corner of the rectangle. That makes a full rectangle bounding box. Okay, and now I have the image new, right? This is the image that I read. So I'm going to print a rectangle on the image using the OpenCV function cv2.rectangle. Okay, and this is the color, and this is the 2 is the width of the line. Okay, so now I also want to print what is the object detected. Okay, so I will get that by labels class ID, which is here, right? We read that labels, we read it from Coco names. Okay, so it will give me which one of these strings. So that is very easy, guys. And then the confidence, the probability that that particular object was detected. Okay, let's do this. After all the detections are done, I'm going to print the image, that is cv2.imshow. Okay, this is wonderful, man. So we actually were able to detect the objects in the image. So, and we have drawn the bounding box for each of the images, and you see every image has the label, that is person and the probability. Okay, person and the probability, and this is a car and the probability is 0.864. This is another car, 0.902. And why do we have more than one bounding box? Because we haven't removed the redundant layers. Okay, so this is giving the detection for each of the layers. Okay, this is good. So that's it. We did the object detection on the image. Okay, you can choose any image that you want and you can run the same experiment on it. And of course I'm going to share this code with you. Okay, now let's do the same experiment for the video. So fundamental principle is same, just that you need to know how to read the frames from the video file and do the same operation and print the frames back. That's all it is. Okay, so I wrote a function for that, for handling every image file. Okay, So this is the place I'm going to read the video file cv2.video capture and just give the video file name, and currently I put it in the same directory that this program is, so I don't need to give the full path. Otherwise you can give the full path here. That's very easy, guys. Then it produces a handle to the video file. Then I will go through the handle in a while loop. Okay, while cap.is open, I have to keep reading cap.read, and it gives me return and a frame. If return is true, that means the image frame was read from the video file. Okay, and now what do? We'll print that. Okay, we'll print the frame and see if it is working, and it is continuously doing it, right? So you will get a basically video. Okay guys, this is a wonderful video of highway, and I can see some premium cars. Now let me do the object detection on the, see here we just printed the video, but now we want to do object detection on the video. Same code, guys, you just need to take the same code and read the file, video file. Okay, generate the handle to it. Now keep reading the frames one by one. Okay, by cap.read, and now every frame that is detected or read, you need to pass it through the function of object detection that I wrote here, which has the same logic. It will give you an image with the bounding boxes and the labels printed. Okay, and that you just need to print that out here. Wonderful, this is working. Okay, so you can also do it, guys, and it's very easy. You can take any other video file, and in fact I will share this code with you and you can experiment it. Thank you very much. Okay, one more point I really missed. In fact, you can connect camera to your laptop and run the same program, and it's going to show you object detected in the camera. Okay.